No matter what rank you're in, a lot of strategists struggle with pretty much the same thing: how to deal with divers and when's the best time to use their ultimate. As always, don't worry, I got your back. By the end of this video, you're gonna know the answer to both. As always, if you guys would like your own personal replay review for free, make sure you check that highlighted pinned comment down below. And if you would like your own personal hands-on one-on-one coaching session, check the description down below. So first things first, it doesn't matter what role you are, you wanna try to see what the enemy team has, because that's gonna help you determine how you should ult, when you should ult, and it also helps you determine how you should play the game. Right now, we're looking at well, you don't really see this yet until it shows on your screen, but let's just say you saw it right now, right? So you're seeing Captain America, Mr. Fantastic, Phoenix, Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, and Magneto. So if you had to use your ultimate, you need to know that Magneto can take you out of your ult, and on top of that, if it's under the right conditions, so can Phoenix. So you want to be very careful about that. If they combine ultimates, you are going to get one shot. There's a lot of characters that they could just combine their AoE ultimates, you're going to get one shot. Understanding what characters will take you out of your ultimate as a strategist is one of the most important concepts to learn, because this is going to tell you to not randomly use your ult willy-nilly and get one shot out of it. So always check that. It's the most important thing. So right now we're getting to the point where we're about to be dove by Captain America. You get dove and you instinctively run towards your team. This is because you don't understand where your other healer is. You have to run to your other healer. There are specific characters that have high time to KOs and low time to KOs. I like to break it down into two categories. You have short and then you have long. Okay? Short TTKs are going to be heroes that are like magic, as an example. What she'll do is she'll charge the blade, throw it, dash, knock you up, hit you, melee you, you're done. It's a very easy combo to pull off. It's not really fancy, but it's very successful if she lands it. So this is something where you need to be hyper focused on healing that target, because you know for a fact that they're going to end up KO'd if you do not react in the split second that they just got attacked. Psylocke is another one. These are really fast TTKs that need to be handled right then and there. And so what I usually say, this is what we're going to do, is we're going to use everything, burst, heal. You're trying to use everything you can, burst heal the crap out of them to make sure that they do not KO through it. If they can survive through the burst, the character has to retreat and try it again later, but you did a successful job. The next one we're talking about is long. These are characters like Spider-Man, Captain America. You know, these are characters that tend to need to sit on you for a little bit for it to actually take effect. What we do with this one is you generally want to just use half your kit. So use half your kit. If we're playing Luna Snow, we're not going to put the snowflake on them and start clapping. We just need to look at them and start throwing our heals. If we're playing Invisible Woman, we don't need to look at them and throw and use shield. You just put the shield up, focus your attention back on the fight. They should be good with your shield. These characters don't do enough damage to break a shield. These characters don't do enough damage to burst KO. The issue is a lot of strategists, whether it's high rank or low rank, tend to get these confused. They think anything that dives them or that's in their face is going to end up in a situation where they KO instantly, and that does not happen. They start panicking, they start running away, and that's pretty much what we've seen here, is that you started to panic once you were dove. When you're getting dove by a character that doesn't really do that much damage to you, it's okay to just look at your healer. They'll heal you through it. As you see, he couldn't do it. That's what happens with the characters that have long TTKs. So after the dive, we continue to push, and then we will notice that the enemy Invisible Woman uses their ultimate right after yours. Now, most strategists would then use their ultimate. Let's say you had yours. Most strategists would use their ultimate right after their ultimates end, because that's how a lot of players play the game. But you need to remember, just because a support ultimate is used does not mean that your team loses the fight, or it does not mean that you need to use yours. If we even look at this Invisible Woman's version, when she decided to ult right here, why did we ult? There's no reason to. See? No reason to. So if the enemy Invisible Woman actually paid attention, I'm sorry, that's not the blue, they're switched. So that was the enemy's Invisible Woman's ult. Why did she use it? Same question. Do we need to use ours? No, we don't. We don't need to use ours. She could easily heal this person and walk out. Then we would be up 2 ultimates rather than just up that 1, because you're about to get yours too. You see what I mean? This is the main thing that strategists struggle with. They either use the ult too early, or they instinctively ult right after the enemy, even though they don't even need to. They just assume, oh, the support ulted, we're gonna lose if we don't ult, and that's not how it works. And for those of you that are confused about that or want to know more about that, I do have a video coming out soon that's talking more about the timing of using your ultimate, and I ended up snowballing a match because I just used my ultimate properly. And this was a Celestial or Eternity game. So I really want to share that with you guys. So make sure that you subscribe, that way you're notified, because that guide is coming out soon. I want you guys to learn how to snowball your games and use your ultimates at the right time. So we're in a situation where we're not really making progress, right? We're thinking about, well, I'm just trying to get the point, man, and my tanks aren't moving, and we're just sitting here AFK, basically. That's true. You kind of are. The cool part about Luna is that, well, not even just Luna, almost every hero that's a strategist has a way to do damage, or at least move somebody. Like Invisible Woman has a way to push pull or throw the grenade to get people out the way. If you can identify why your team's unable to push, you can then proceed to fix that. So if we look at it this way, let's kind of go up a little bit. We look at it this way. What is going to be the key factors preventing us from pushing? Well, it's going to be her. Possibly this guy if he keeps jumping back at us. It's going to be him because he's the front line. And it's also Mr. Fantastic because, you know, he's chilling right there in front of our faces. What can we deal with right now to alleviate this pressure? Well, right now, it'd be Mr. Fantastic. Once this guy gets low or backs up, then we should start focusing on the Phoenix because she's sniping our team. So you can heal at the same time, but if you learn to line yourself up, especially when you're clapping, to some of these threats, you can proactively heal your team as well as do damage and push people off points. It doesn't matter what role you are, you have a lot of influence in your gameplay to be able to make sure that you can make the match continue to progress. That makes sense. So let's see how this turns out. Let's move it forward and just see what happens here. So you see, he gets low, right? This is great for you guys, but you see how you weren't part of it. Now you could say, well, Papa, I'm just kind of using cover. You always tell me to use cover, you know, which is true. But you need to be more aware of you're not really in danger if you do step right here, start attacking, right? The point of cover is to not take any damage, it's to reduce damage. So if you can stand right here and start throwing shots at Magneto, especially because you have two healers, always remember, you have another healer healing. If you could do damage because let's say Doctor Strange this is pretty healthy. You have another healer already healing him, you could start doing damage because you're not needed at this point in time. Now you could heal that person way back there, but like, this is just hypothetical. So remember that you can always do damage, especially if your team doesn't. It's a balancing act when it comes to playing strategists. Okay, so unfortunately your Psylocke ends up getting KO'd, but your Doctor Strange goes in and tries to ult. At this point in time, I probably would just go in there and start using my Luna ult. Now you could say, well, Poppin', that doesn't make any sense because you're super far away, which is true, you are, and you should have been closer. But we're not gonna talk about that, but you are really far away. And also Psylocke is KO'd, so we're down a player. But the thing is, you're gonna get your ultimate by the time Doctor Strange gets his. So you need to make sure that if this is how he wants to use his ability to try to open up the fight, help him any way you can. You can go with your ultimate and turn it purple, and we could probably get some KOs and turn a fight. Just because you lost a player doesn't mean the fight is over. The way that you play strategist is trying to enable your team. Whenever they're making a play, whenever they're trying to do something, you have to do your best to try to help them do that. It's not just about healing and making sure that people are safe. You need to try to also be proactive. The fact that we could have walked in there with ultimate, we could have forced the Cloak and Dagger ultimate, which would have been huge for us because they still have Cloak and Dagger ultimate, and we could have possibly turned this fight if she didn't ult. Now your Invisible Woman ults, which is fine. Nothing's wrong with that. And it works out. So pretty much the Invisible Woman did what I wanted you to do. Luckily, the time between the time where you should have done it and she should have done it, and she did it, the time between was it wasn't long enough to get your team rolled. It was kind of enough so that she could come in and pop the ult, but that is what I wanted you to do. If you can consistently do things like that, then you'll be able to roll games. Now, I don't know if she intentionally did it because it was a winning fight. Your Doctor Strange went in there and wanted to really make things happen, or if she just did it off of instinct. But if you can identify those, you'll be such a great strategist player. So we come back to the fight. You're trying to get your team to get healed back up. Two players just got picked off. Spider-Man starts to ult, and we then instinctively ult. But why? Two players just got picked off. This is the type of ultimate that doesn't provide anything for your team. Magneto should not have ulted. This is a knee-jerk reaction ult. Luna Snow ulted, I have to ult too. It's a knee-jerk reaction ult. Strategists aren't the only players that do it. A lot of players just ult unnecessarily. The fight's already over for you guys, so you don't need to ult. And he should know the fight's already over. He doesn't need to ult. Just lost 2 players. There's no way that you guys even end up winning this at all. And your Spider-Man just wasted ult. So yeah, there's no way you win this fight. It's just pointless. And then your Strange goes in again, but because you baited them into pushing forward, they took the bait and now everybody's all scattered, and you can see how much you can facilitate a match. And when you do it, sometimes you fail and it will cause a lot of things to just break down and happen. As a strategist, you have a lot of power and say so on how the game goes. With your ultimates, with the way that you play the game, with the way that you position, these are a lot of things that can prevent you from losing your matches. Now, obviously, you're not going to win every single match. That's not what I'm saying, but you can be way more proactive and help your team win. If we saved our ult here and we proceeded with Doctor Strange, then when he did this ult, we can ult with him and possibly, and turn it purple, we could possibly get some KOs that way and continue to push. If this guy is constantly being aggressive as a player and just ulting, he's been having some good ones. If that's what he does all game, just know that I need to ult when he does that then. And you could possibly get more KOs. And if it keeps working, keep doing it. If not, then change your approach. But it seems like we're playing the same that we would play last game, in the game before, And we need to adjust our play, looking more to carry, quote unquote carry, be more proactive than just waiting for our team to pick up the pieces and win us the match for us. Very important. Once again, he got another KO on Invisible Woman. If we had our ult there, this would be a really good fight for us to win. Your team is doing really well right now. I mean, your Spider-Man's all over the place, but everybody else, they're actually doing really well. Have you noticed that you really haven't been being proactive? However, your team is doing really good things. Imagine if your team didn't know what they were doing and you weren't being proactive, you'd probably lose the game. This is why it's important for you to always be proactive, because you can always influence the outcome of the match. If you're not really doing anything, then, you know, you're leaving it up to the people in your rank to win the matches for you. I think the main things that we need to focus on is being more proactive, not just as a player, but with our ultimates as well. Just adjusting the way that we play the game based off how our team's playing, based off how the enemy's playing. That is going to be something that's crucial for not just the strategists in your rank, but even in higher ranks too. Again, this is something that all the strategists struggle with. And being able to be more proactive with ultimates as well. You don't always need to use your ult to counter another support's ult, but you also don't want to hold on to it for too long. Getting that fine line of just when I should use it, when I shouldn't, when should I be proactive with it, when I shouldn't, is very important. And as I said before, I do have a video coming out real soon. So again, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys want to know how to do this in a real match, because again, I did it in a real match. If you're struggling with this concept or any other concept, make sure you check out that replay review in the pinned comment down below. This player is a member, so thank you for being a member. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you supporting the channel. If you guys didn't know, members do get to cut in front of the line. So if you are a member, your replay review will come way faster than everybody else's because there is a line, but because you're allowing me to be able to do reviews, you're helping to support the channel, you get to cut in front. That being said, if you want more of a hands-on approach, more of a one-on-one type of situation where you can ask me questions and we can really deep dive into your gameplay, check out the links down below for coaching. Until next time, you know what I always say. You guys are doing what? Happen often. Full often.